Hey fellas, what's up? Nordoom here. Thought I'd make a video on some tips if you're first starting out, and also what to prioritize when you're trying to build up your collection a little bit more. So when you're first starting out, you'll notice that there's both CP card points and SP silver points. So card points is what you'll want to try to build up. SP you can get, of course, by playing some money, and there's nothing wrong with that if you really want to do that. For CP, you build up your collection through getting booster packs like this. So it costs 2,000 CP if you want to get one. And now you can also get these booster packs here as well if you'd like, and that's 2,000 CP. I'd recommend not purchasing those in the beginning. And again, this tip is like more for value. So I'll get into what to get in a second, but first thing is, how do you build up your CP? Well, number one way is quests. That's going to be your main way, and you should try to do all of them. If you get the 100 CP quest, I would suggest like canceling it and letting it re-roll, and hopefully you get a higher quest. Another thing I'd suggest is play async mode and have like 30 games going. You can have up to 30. Have all of them going at once. Currently I'm playing only tournament, but you guys can do like regular ranked gameplay and have that going. And the thing is, at the lower levels especially, not everyone's going to play their games within 24 hours, so you'll get free wins, which is free CP, which is cool. And the best thing to do is play tournament mode. So in tournament mode, it costs 3,000 CP to enter. And if you play, I think I'm not sure if it's 3 wins or 5 wins you need, but if you can make 1,000 CP, then you kind of break even, because packs cost 2,000 and 1,000 CP is 3,000. So I would recommend doing this with your CP instead of actually buying packs in the beginning, and you'll just be able to generate more packs that way, and then if you get more wins, you get more shards and other things like that. And the good thing about tournament mode, other than the value, is that you get to play with cards that you don't have. You get to play different types of decks, so you can experiment with different things, see what you really like, and you get epics and legendaries, which you might not currently have in your collection, which is fun, which is good. And I think tournament mode really teaches you a lot more about situational play, what to do in a moment, because you just got to think a little bit and you got to figure it out. And it's good. It's good to build up your skill. It's good to build up your collection. So that's what I did in the beginning, and it worked for me. In the beginning, there was no tournament mode for me. I just played mainly rank, and you should do that too. When you're playing live, just play ranked. Why not? If you don't have the CP for tournament mode, and win or lose, you'll get something over time. You'll build up your skill, and it'll be good. So when you're first developing your collection, though, I would recommend to pick 1 or 2 factions that you really like. And for me, I started off with Warlocks, and the 2 factions that we would get cards for at that time were Crusaders and Vikings. So I made a Warlock Viking deck, because that kind of more suited my playstyle. I like Warlocks because I like burning stuff, I like controlling the board, I just like their playstyle and how they function. And what you do is you start acquiring the Warlock cards, and you get all of the commons and the rares, basically all of the commonly played cards. So I pretty much have all the cards here. So recently, Cloak of Flames was changed. So what did I do? I disenchanted them for fill value to get shards, because why not? It's a value play. Now if I open a pack and I get Cloak of Flames, then I get those cards for greater value. And that's another thing. Craft the cards that, like I said, that are most commonly played. That's how you'll get the most value. But try not to disenchant any cards. There's no need for that. If you do that, then over time, you're not. It's gonna be harder to build up your collection. In the beginning, that might be good for crafting a deck or two, and if that's all you're looking for, then okay, maybe. But over time, if you want to build up your collection, then don't disenchant. So get all the commons and rares, especially the ones that are most commonly played, and then I would actually suggest, if you really want an epic, you can craft it if it's going to be in your deck. But I would suggest saving up your shards to craft the legendaries. And when I say legendary, I don't mean like every legendary. I mean the cards that are going to impact the board state the most. So for Warlock, something like Professor Headwood, you can put this in every single deck. And if you can do that, then this card for you has a lot of value. And it's a good card. It's not a bad card. So I would say get Professor Headwood in the beginning. Get School of Pyromancy. This will go in most of your Warlock decks because it's pretty good. That'll impact the board in a big way. And if you're playing Professor Headwood and you're playing 2 times Imp, then you're also going to want to get Saurus, because why not? He works great with those Awaken abilities, and he's not a bad card by himself. So that's what I would say for Warlocks. I used to like Touch of the Elder God a lot, because previously you could move it when it first came out, move the unit, and I thought this card was amazing. Now I can still see some play, but it's very marginalized. You got to build your deck around it. Things like Akamon, Keeper, they can be okay, but I would say those other 3 that I mentioned, prioritize, because those will go in all of your Warlock decks. Akamon might not go in every deck. Keeper might not go in every single deck. So you guys can think about that. For ninjas, so when I started, I said I played Vikings and Warlocks, and then over time I realized I like ninjas a lot. I like the movement speed, being able to run around, position my guys wherever I wanted. So for me, Warlocks and ninjas, that's like my dream factions. Throne of the Emperor can be good, but I think you also need to build your deck around it. Other people might have different opinions, but I wouldn't put this in every single deck. So that's up to you if you want to get that. Dojo can also be very good, but again, that's up to you if you want to get that. I like the card. I put it in most of my ninja decks, but most people I see, they actually don't play this card. So again, that's up to you. Now, Kuru is something you want to get, because Kuru will go in every single ninja deck you make. There's no reason not to. So that's something to prioritize for ninjas. I'm not going to touch on the heroes much. Wu-Ten right now is not good. He might be a little better in the future. And Shoden can be good depending on your deck, especially if you like experimenting, but Kuru is what you want to go for with ninjas. For pirates, let's see here. So they got Fortress. Fortress not that great. If you have it, you can play it if you want to, but it's not gonna be a bomb play. It's not gonna impact the board state in a great way. Kenner Stubbs is good, but again, you need to support it well for it to be a bomb on the board. One-Eyed Maddie, again, you need to build around him. Now, Captain Redbeard, he might not impact board in a significant way, but this guy will give you a ton of advantage, and he basically will go in every single pirate deck you make. So get a Captain Redbeard if you like pirates. Byroth is good, but again, I feel like he won't go in every single deck, but he's pretty solid. Redbeard's Curse, again, if you like that kind of stuff, you can. But I think for pirates, it's going to be Captain Redbeard. Prioritize. Now, Crusaders have some strong stuff here. And if you like that, that's good, but it'll take you a while to get everything. Like, for example, Holy Grail and Verdict, they're both pretty on point. Not everyone likes Holy Grail, but at the very least, it'll draw you 2 cards, and if the board state is right, it's going to heal up your entire army, which is going to be solid. So I like Holy Grail a lot. Even if I'm running low units, I'll still play Holy Grail just to be able to draw 2 cards, because why not? But that's not like a bomb card. So this is great value play, I feel, but not a bomb card. I would recommend it after you get some of the others. Verdict, I would say to get, but again, that's if you're playing control, because this can go into every single Crusader deck you make, almost. But that's up to you. Like, some people, you gotta get excited when you play a bomb card, right? And Verdict isn't necessarily exciting, or Holy Grail isn't necessarily exciting. Tower of Tarius is not exciting at all. It can be interesting, but if you make a Tower of Tarius deck and you don't even draw your tower, or if they take it out right away, then you're playing a Tower of Tarius deck without a Tower of Tarius, which is weird. Eternal Life can be very strong. There's no reason not to play it, so you can get that. Lore Master Tarius as well. He can be good value play because he can give you 2 Drakes, so you can get that too if you like that. But this guy, Craxus, now this is what you want to prioritize in Crusaders, because he will go into every single Crusader deck you make. This guy is a house. You run up to the castle, you smack, you destroy it. Lionel can be good. Up to you. I would say get Craxus first, and then after Craxus, I would probably go for either Lore Master or Eternal Life, and then go this way for Verdict and Holy Grail. Crusader's got a good number of legendaries. Dramoth can be a house too, but I wouldn't prioritize in crafting him. Vikings, I feel, have less good options for the bomb cards like Brinjolf. You don't want to get that as legendary. He's not. He's only going to go in some decks, not every single deck. The Big Bash, again, I like this card actually, but this is not like a bomb card. So that's a fun situational card, not super fantastic. Gungnir can be okay, but again, it's not gonna drastically change the board state. Aroth, he's too situational, I feel. He himself doesn't even have knockback. He should have knockback, why not? Ragnar won't change the board, but Ragnar can enable a lot of combos and stuff, so I think Ragnar is a solid card, and he's probably the one you want to go for Vikings, but I feel overall Vikings have less legendary options that are big bombs. Winds of Yore, this card is kind of new. It can be really good, really solid, but at the same time you might lose tempo, so you gotta build around it, I feel. But I would go with Ragnar if I really like Vikings. The good thing with Vikings, and of course like their hero, but yeah, I'm not touching on the heroes. The good thing with Vikings is their bomb cards are in their rares. Like Triple Strike, that's their bomb card. And Lightning Blade, that's their bomb card. So if you get those cards early with Vikings, then at the lower ranks, Vikings can kind of dominate with those big bomb cards if you're playing good. Neutrals, there's two. There's the Rat King. So Rat King, again, I don't consider him a bomb. He won't really impact the board state in a great way. However, if you build a deck around him and certain decks, he can be a monster. So he's a threat. You need to take him out right away. So he's a good card, and since he's neutral, I basically put him in every single deck I make. So he's a good card for value like that, because he can go in every single deck that you make. And Ranger, this guy can also go in every single deck that you make. Maybe you might want to cut him if you're playing super aggro or something like that, but I would say this is a solid card to get because he's a big dude. He can go in almost every deck you make, so it doesn't matter what factions you play. So yeah, build up your collection slowly, prioritize what legendaries you want to get, things that'll really impact the board state, because that's how you'll end up winning more games. That along with developing your skill. Before you go for the legendaries, go for the commons and rares. Primarily, I would say pick two factions that you like. So for me, it was warlocks and ninjas. So I would even try to get any of the cards, not even the commons and rares from the other factions, until I got all of them for warlocks and ninjas. And then if I wanted, I'd try a third faction, fourth or fifth, like that. Like for me, pirates was the last faction where I got all of their cards. And that's because I think they're a very solid faction, but it just didn't appeal to me as much. I like Crusaders a lot and Ninjas, and like I said, Vikings have some cool stuff, and then Crusaders have some bomb legendaries. So you can go with that as well, and do whatever you like. Just have fun. It's a game. So if you guys have any more questions, need some tips, just let me know. If you're liking the content, you can go ahead and like and subscribe, and leave any comments. So again, my collection, I have 55,000, that's the score, 250k shards, so I can craft a bunch of stuff, which is cool. For my CP, I have 195k CP, and I'm not like trying to brag with that. I'm just trying to show you guys that you can develop over time as well. It'll take some time, but you can get there, and you can get everything too. Why not? Okay, I will catch you guys next time.